Yes, well, it's all very well for you sitting behind the comfy desk.
Don't you take that tone with me, Lieutenant, or I'll have you in a charge for insubordination.
Well, I'd rather be on a charge of insubordination than in a charge of deserting a friend.
How dare you talk to me like that?
How dare you talk to me?
Now then, now then, now. Then, now then. What's going on here?
That damn fool Blackadder has crashed his plane behind enemy lines, sir. This young idiot wants to go and try and rescue him. It's a total waste of men and equipment.
He's not a damn fool, sir. He's a bloody idiot.
All right. I'll deal with this, darling. Delicate touch needed, I fancy. Now, George, do you remember when I came down to visit you when you were a nipper on your 6th birthday? You used to have a lovely little rabbit. Beautiful little thing. Do you remember?
Flossie.
That's right, Flossie. Do you remember what happened to Flossie?
You shot him.
That's right. It was the kindest thing to do after he'd been run over by that car.
By your car, sir.
Yes, by my car. But that too was an act of mercy when you remember that dog had been set on him.
Your dog?
Yes, my dog. But what I'm trying to say, George, is that the state young Flossie was in, after we'd scraped him off my front tire, is very much the state young Blackadder will be in now. If not very nearly dead, then very actually dead.
Permission to lift him over, sir?
Permission granted. Stout fellow!
But surely you must at least allow me to try and save him.
No, George. It'd be as pointless as trying to teach a woman the value of a good forward defensive stroke. Besides, it'd take a Superman to get him out of there. Not the kind of weed who blubs just because somebody gives him a slice of rabbit pie instead of birthday cake.
I suppose you're right, sir.
Of course I am. Now let's talk about something more jolly, shall we? Look, this is the amount of land we've recaptured since yesterday.
Oh, excellent.
What's the actual scale of this map, darling?
1 to 1, sir.
Come again?
The map is actually life-size, sir. It's superbly detailed. Look, there's a little worm.
Ah, so, the actual amount of land retaken is?
Excuse me, sir. 17 square feet, sir.
Excellent. So, you see, young Blackadder didn't die horribly in vain after all.
If he did die, sir.
That's the spirit, George. If nothing else works, then a total pig-headed unwillingness to look facts in the face will see us through.
I don't believe it. A German prison cell. For 2.5 years, the Western Front has been as likely to move as a Frenchman living next door to a brothel. Last night, the Germans advanced 1 mile, and we land on the wrong side.
Oh dear, Captain B. My tummy's gone all squirty.
You're not the only one, Baldrick. I couldn't be more petrified if a wild rhinoceros returned from a hard day at the swamp, found me smoking his cigars, wearing his pajamas, and in bed with his wife.
I've heard what these Germans will do, sir. They'll have their wicked way with anything of woman born.
Well, in that case, Baldrick, you're quite safe. However, Their Teutonic reputation for brutality is well founded. Their operas last 2 or 3 days. They have no word for fluffy.
I want my mum!
Yes, it would be good to see her. I imagine a maternally outraged gorilla would be a useful ally when it comes to the final scrap. Prepare to die like a man, Baldrick, or as close as you can come to one without actually shaving the palms of your hands.
Good evening. I am Oberleutnant von Gerhardt. And I have a message from the Baron von Richthofen, the greatest living German.
Which, considering his competition consists entirely of very fat men dressed in leather shorts, burping to the tune of "She'll be coming round the mountain," is no great achievement.
Quiet!
And what is your message?
It is prepare for a fate worse than death. English flying fellow.
So it's the traditional warm German welcome.
Correct. Also, it is saying, do not try to escape, or you will suffer even worse.
A fate worse than a fate worse than death. That's pretty bad.
Mein Baron, Sir!
Hey? Hem Sie den Betten von nicht tun. Raus, Dummkopf! Und you are the 2 English flying aces responsible for the spilling of the precious German blood of many of my finest and my blondest friends. I have waited many months to do this.
You may have been right, Balders. Looks like we're going to get buggered to death after all.
You want me to go first then, sir?
Your English and your sense of humor. During your brief stay, I look forward to learning more of your wit. Your punning. And your amusing jokes about the breaking of the wind.
Well, Baldrick's the expert there.
I'll certainly answer.
How lucky your English are to find the toilet so amusing. For us, it is a mundane and functional item. For you, the basis of an entire culture. What? I must now tell you of the full horror of Hotoletsu.
Ah, you see, Balders, dress it up in any amount of pompous verbal diarrhea, and the message is still clear. Square heads down for the big Bosch gangbang.
As an officer and a gentleman, you will be looking forward to a quick and noble death.
Well, obviously.
But instead, an even worse fate awaits you. Tomorrow, you will be taken back to Germany.
Here it comes.
To a convent school outside Heidelberg, where you will spend the rest of the war teaching the young girls home economics. For you as a man of honor, the humiliation will be unbearable.
I think you'll find we're tougher than you'd imagine.
I can tell how much you are suffering by your long feces.